Hello, today is day 45 of 50 Days of Wellness. And I again can't just express how much fun this has been for me. And as we round out this little series I've been doing for the last few days, I just wanted to come back and um, share with you the importance of being your own healthcare advocate. As an on site health promotion specialist with Optum, the wellness solution for United Healthcare, and in corporate wellness, my role was to share things just like I'm sharing with you guys right now. And one of my favorite presentations was on how to be um, a, a good healthcare consumer, because that's what we are. We're consumers of healthcare. When we go to see our doctors, we are their client, we are their patient, and we are their consumer. We are consuming from pharmaceutical companies when we have to take a medication, and we are consumers of our insurance policies when we subscribe to an insurance policy. Whether or not it's through our employer, that is our money that pays for that policy. And so, with that, there's some empowerment that comes with that. We, as a consumer, have a voice in our healthcare and our own well being. And so, the point in sharing, number one, some of the things I've shared with you guys and everything I've shared with you in the last 50 days is to say, hey, here are some things that you can implement in your daily life that could make a difference for you and how you feel about yourself. And there are some things that I just shared that were like, really, this is what I do, and this is why I do it. This is what the information I have tells me, and it could be something that you might want to give a try, right? Because a lot of things that I've shared can be generalized. Some things, even though it's generalized, what you will discover in being curious about yourself and your own health care is that you will have unique needs that may be different from mine. So, for example, I've shared with you a couple times that I struggle with anemia. I discovered I was anemic when I was 18. I'm 50 now, so it's by all accounts been a lifelong struggle. My daughter is also anemic, so that is clearly a genetic gift that I gave her. Now, with that, I don't take a medication for my iron deficiency all the time because I don't need it all the time. And also because the side effects from the iron supplement that I was prescribed were more than I wanted to tolerate. And so I've had to look for some alternative methods, and I have found some that are suitable for me along the way. And currently I'm finding it through the vitamins that I'm taking. So that's good. I'll have a checkup in a couple weeks, and I could be deficient, and I might have to make some decisions again. So I will share that with you, because I do believe that when we're able to be transparent and vulnerable enough to share the things that are going on with us, it can be something that can help someone else. Now, I'll say that because not everyone is as lucky as I am to have a primary care physician with a staff of nurse practitioners that are constantly learning and staying abreast of new information and new scientific evidence-based treatments. And when I say that, I say it's important that we share our information with each other so that we can go back and ask our doctors questions about things that we learn from our friends. It's important to be able to do that. We have to do that with the mindset that what works for our friend may or may not work for us for specific reasons, but we should feel empowered and have enough courage to ask questions and be curious. And when the answers don't satisfy us, ask more questions. And sometimes that means it takes more than one visit. I've asked questions, been satisfied somewhat with the answers on the visit, but maybe not completely satisfied, gone and done a little bit more research, and then gone back and asked again, hey, what do you think about this? And sometimes that is because I want to avoid a particular type of treatment that I don't feel will work for me. And I, again, am so fortunate that I have like these wonderful doctors that don't mind questions. I was reading a piece written by a doctor not too long ago, and in it she was saying how much she really valued the internet and information people can get because it makes a more thoughtful patient, and they're able to come in and ask intelligent questions. But at the same time, just being cautious that you have double checked the information that you look on the internet. So for me, I have access to databases where I can pull medical journals up and read research on almost any topic I want to read and research. And sometimes that can be a little confusing and that can seem even a little bit dangerous. But I want to make sure of a couple things, that my doctors and the physicians, my caregivers, didn't end their education the day they got their diploma, that they're continually learning, because research is constantly evolving and changing, and new treatment protocols are constantly coming out, thankfully, because hopefully they're getting better and better. And the reason the new treatments and new information and technology comes out is because we're always striving for something better. And maybe it's because we're trying to mitigate side effects in pharmaceuticals. They're trying to have technology for mammograms and X-ray machines and everything else that we might have to have checked on our bodies, that can give our doctors the clearest, best picture of accuracy. And so it's important, because if there wasn't, and there's clearly a deficiency in something, for us to continue to do research and ask questions and be curious. That's okay. It doesn't mean that what we have isn't working. It just means we can do better. And so for that, we have to be our own best advocate. A couple ways to be your own best advocate is: one, do your own research and ask questions. Ask questions of your friends and your peers. If you have something going on with you, have some trusted people that you don't mind talking very openly and honestly with. It doesn't have to be like I'm doing right now on the internet, but it can be your circle of friends that you feel comfortable being honest about some of the things that you're experiencing and challenged by. Have at least one or two people that you don't mind sharing your health history with, so that if you're ever in a situation that you can't answer questions for yourself or ask questions for yourself, that they can go with you, that they can be in the presence of your physicians and say, I have this information. I know this about my spouse, my mom, my dad, or my friend, because they've shared this information with me. You might even need to sign a release information with your doctors. All of our doctors ask us to sign release information, and they ask us every year, is there anybody, who do you want your health records shared with? For me, I have two people, and they're the people that live closest to me right now, because if something happened to me, they're the people that you need to call in an emergency. That's my husband and my daughter. My daughter's 29, so she's an adult woman now, and she knows what to do, and she can be there if my husband can't be there for me. And the doctors have full permission to give her full disclosure of my health records and history, and she knows how I want to be cared for, as does my husband. So I have two healthcare advocates for me, in addition to my physicians. So there's some accountability with what happens to me if I'm ever in a situation that I can't care for myself. You want to make sure that if you feel like you need to and you have a special situation. So example, when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, she definitely took my dad with her, so the doctor, he could ask his own questions, and he could hear the treatment protocol and information the doctor was sharing with her, so that if there was anything she misunderstood or missed, they both could write it down and share with each other the information. And that's very important. If you have something going on that needs extra attention and extra care, that you take someone even with you into the physician's office, and you're both writing down the information so that nothing gets missed. And also, if there's a question you didn't think to ask, somebody else can ask for you and on your behalf. So those are some primary things that I would share with you, and tell you, that empower you, and how you can be a smart healthcare consumer and be your own best advocate. So do your own research, have people that can advocate for you, make sure you share your wishes and your desires, ask questions, don't be bashful, and align yourself with healthcare physicians and providers that are constantly evolving and staying abreast of the newest and best treatment protocols and technology. If you have any questions of me, ask me. I'm always looking for topics to research for the article that I write at Home Magazine. I'm always looking for information to be researched, and I'm just curious. So share with me. If there's anything that I've shared that you feel a little challenged by, share that with me too. I don't mind a challenge, and I don't mind you asking me questions at all, and especially not when your intentions are to support what you see I'm doing here with Transforming Wellness. So we're in this together, and I really appreciate you, and I enjoy sharing with you. And I'd love to hear back from you. So thank you so much.